Howdy y'all, Sika here, and I wanted to talk to you about something I've noticed that's happening on asset stores like the Unity Asset Store or on ArtStation, other places. And it's quite deceiving, as you expect, but it kind of blew me away because one of these packs was actually part of an official bundle I bought off Unity on the Lunar New Year's sale, which I bought for the sensor kit for my future projects because it's a really cool plugin, which I'm really excited about. It gives you a bunch of sensor components built in. It actually plugs in the Playmaker pipeline, and other plugins. And I just have trouble doing this stuff in C#, and I was excited about this product. It's usually 45. It was on sale for 25 during the Lunar New Year sale. But this sale had it included, so I thought, wow, that's a great deal. But then it had this 2500 plus stylized textures mega pack. Now, if you click on it, it looks very professional. And its Lunar Year pack was only $30, and it includes this huge texture pack for a fraction of what it would cost if you bought it retail, of course. But here's the problem with it. It looks professional. Looks like the textures are good. They say it has all the ones you need for PBR and HDRP, like albino, height, normal, collision, etc. And they're selling it up that you only have to pay 30 cents per texture, which is less if you buy it on sale. And it looks ever decent, you'd think. Well, I didn't actually look at this, but when I click on this one, something's odd. Something was off about it. And then when I actually looked at it, it's like, oh God, no, it's not. Is it AI? Did they make all these just using AI? And yes, they did. The textures were generated with AI and then further processed using a variety of different tools and software like Photoshop and other tools to fix seams, lighting issues, and improve the final look of the textures. Once the processing is finished, we create other maps: normal, ambient occasion, height, normal, roughness, metallic, HDRP, based on the final albedo texture. So they're claiming that after they generate all these textures, they pick the cream of the crop and then they edit it in Photoshop. But I found out that is truly not the case. Let me show you some of these textures that are part of this ultimate bundle. Let's look at the most egregious first. And this is the historic textures. Let's look at the color files. As you noticed, that there is, why are the skeletons so weird? Why do they look so strange? What are these things? Why are these hanging up there? Are these supposed to be gemstones? Like, why are their teeth pointy like that? Why? It just looks so AI generated. And if you zoom into it, it looks like they attempted to clean up the more egregious areas that make it look AI, but it still looks it doesn't look like a quality texture that I want to use. It just doesn't, compositionally, it looks odd and strange. Let's look at another crypt one. This is supposed to be the crypt floor. Notice, what's with the skull? Why didn't they clean up the skull to look like a skull? Why does it have these weird artifacts? And just look at the tiles themselves. They feel just random. Look at this right here. Look, the face is melting. This is typical AI generated stuff. And I'm just showing you this historical textures. Let's go to the Egyptian floor. So I guess the AI, I guess Stable Diffusion, or I'm guessing it's Midjourney, doesn't know much about what Egyptian textures look like. But look at it. It's so messy. If they truly were going to take the AI generations and make them look like textures you'd want to use in a video game, they would have given this part emphasis, or cleaned these little circles so they don't look so sloppy. Or look at these diamonds. This is not a high quality texture, and why are these diamonds shifted down? That doesn't make any sense. It's very low. It's just low quality. It gets worse than that. Let's go to the beach and desert textures. So this is what beach sand looks like. I've never seen beach sand look like this. Look they left this weird artifact right here. and there's all these little artifacts all over the place. Let's look at another one. How is this cleaned up? How is this considered a good, high quality texture product that you'd sell to people? Look at this. Look at all these little. This is typical AI. This is what typical markings. This is what the little jitteries they make all the time. This is not cleaned up. Why do the rocks look like this? Why is there gold rocks in the middle of it? It just shows us. I almost feel like they just, rendered them in, just had their generations in Midjourney or Stable Diffusion, and they just ran it through like ESR GAN, maybe perhaps with the anime filter on, and then called it a day. I'm having trouble believing that they actually put any effort into cleaning these up. Let me show you the concrete. The asphalt, my bad. Yep, has diffusion, has weird spots for no reason. See, as much as these companies like to hype how smart their generative AI is, it's not. It doesn't. It just knows patterns and associations of patterns. Just predicts the next word to your question, to the prompt. It just predicts what the next word is or the next pixel is through your prompt and through your words. It doesn't actually know what you mean. And if you think I'm fooling you, next time you use a generative AI system like DALL-E 2 or 3 or Midjourney, type, draw me a left-handed person. I guarantee it will give you a right-handed person almost every time. So here's another asphalt. That asphalt's boring. Let me show you the concrete. Oh, let's also look at the cobblestone. So that one's all right, but it still has an AI look. There was another cobblestone that blew my mind that they included in this pack. Not all the time, but you'll see where things will stack on top each other. And it's just so messy. That's how diffusion works. It's just kind of messy. It looks like they kind of duplicated some things to fix glaring issues, but in the end, it still looks very chaotic. If someone built a cobblestone road, they're not going to build it that way. And here's the concrete. That's supposed to be concrete. Again, it has the AI jitters and the artifacts, and I guess these are supposed to be stones, but it's not normally how, if you're going to put stones in concrete, that's not normally how it would look. Just the jitters are just totally, the AI jitters are just totally shown in their 4/4. Just blows my mind. So let's look at ancient cobblestone. So it has it where they blend. This one looks pretty cleaned up. If they would have done more of it at this quality, I wouldn't be complaining as much. Look at this one. This is supposed to be an ancient floor. It just looks like it's just a mess. There's just nothing. None of it makes sense. It's like this is like 3/4 the stuff. Look at this. This is egregious. Look at the jitters. They're so bad in this one. You could see the seam where they just kind of just like, okay, we'll just cut it into 4 and hope for the best. Look how they don't even align. So all the packs seem to have a consistency, which makes me believe that they probably trained the lore on some artist's work and then just pumped these out. I can't confirm that, but due to how lazy these feel, I feel that's the truth. So if this was the only pack that was doing it, that's wrong. It just blows my mind that Unity says this is a great pack to include into our bundle, even though it has all these really sloppy textures. But that's not all. Does this look like bark to you? I've never seen any bark resemble that. That's not stylized. That's AI having a spasm and not knowing what it's doing. I just don't get it. These do not look like bark. These look like that looks like wood chunks and mud put together. This is not how bark looks like. This one is especially egregious. It has knobs in the bark. Let me tell you something. I've never seen bark that has knobs in the bark. I've seen knobs in the tree coming out of a branch, but not coming out of bark. Just look at this. How it has all these knobs. Look at it. None of those textures look like the ones I showed you. It's egregious, and this is supposed to be stylized, so that gives it the excuse of being, whatever the AI renders. If you think that's bad, that's not all. We have packs like these that are like background mega pack, only $15. Wow. Look what they promise. In creation of this asset package, a sophisticated blend of AI-driven methodologies and traditional digital artistry was employed. The initial groundwork for each asset was skillfully laid out using advanced AI algorithms. I typed the fucking prompt in Midjourney. This AI-based approach enabled the generation of diverse and intricate base designs, assuring a unique and visual varied collection of backgrounds. They probably typed the artist's name to get something half decent. All these AI-generated frameworks provide a solid foundation, rich in detail and creativity when meticulously refined and enhanced. Yeah, we'll see how enhanced they are. Following the AI phase, each asset underwent a rigorous process of editing and polishing using industry standard software like Photoshop. This step was crucial for transforming the AI-generated concepts into polished, high-quality visuals. Really. I can't believe you made 475. You spent hours of labor on 475 pictures and then you're selling it for like $15. Come on, guy. You're full of shit. You're totally full of shit, man. Let's look at these wonderful graphics. Let's just see these incredible Photoshop edited things. Oh, look. A bloody tree is growing out of a roof. That's not connected to anything. Rigorously Photoshopped. Yeah. Rigorously Photoshopped my ass. Oh, look it. It's so beautiful. Look at that mountain. Look at that flame with the rocks. Oh, yeah. I just love the detail they put in these beautiful science fiction textures. I mean, you can tell that they cleaned up the detail because I love how especially the two circles are merging together. Because this is not how a human thinks. This is how an AI processes. It doesn't think, it processes. It spits out what you tell it to. It's very AI-ish. Let's check this. Look at that beautiful chair. I mean, high detailed. Yeah. Look at this lantern with all its little squagglies. Look at, fine text tuning my butt. I'm sorry. And you'll find like hundreds of packs like this. Hundreds. I mean, and then you can't even look at them. I mean, they're so small. They're thumbnails. You can't really tell if the quality is good or not. I mean, you can tell that this is Midjourney. This is how Midjourney renders stuff. They probably typed pirate ship at a sand island in the style of this artist and then just had it render 1,000 billion copies and then just picked the best. But can I tell if these were actually fine-tuned? No, I cannot. They're so small that there's no way. And this is another technique they use to try to fool you. I guarantee if you buy these landscapes, they might look good at first, but then you'll see every glaring error. There'll be like trees growing out of buildings. There'll be floating objects. There'll be all sorts of weird stuff. It's just too small to be able to tell how good and how quality it is. But if judging by the other picture that has a tree coming out of a house, I wouldn't be too trustworthy. I mean, it especially has issues with houses. Why is there a gate with no fence? It's just floating gate. Why is that there? Let's look at this guy. I mean, I can't tell if he's using AI or not. They're too small. There's no way I could tell. Now, I assume probably not, but they're too small. I don't know. But I'm very suspect when you look at his profile picture, and it looks like something Midjourney would poop out. Like, I mean, look at the sword. Look how many toes they have. And look at that, he's on flip-flops on this one, but not this one. I mean, look at this is classic. This is classic AI artifacts right here, especially here as well. So how can I trust this guy? I have no clue. I have no clue if he's legitimately making these textures or not. But when I see AI art and his profile, I become suspect. This site is plagued with stuff like this. So in conclusion, absolute conclusion is, I mean, you can't even trust Unity's editors of their asset store to give you credible stuff. Just be careful. I mean, these scams are all over the place. People are using AI in very devious and very shady ways. They're doing this hustle to screw as many people as possible before any anything can be done about it. So just be super careful when you buy this stuff. I mean, if you can, and if you have the money, please pay an actual artist who's making assets. Then let these scammers take your money. Also, if you really want to use AI art, use it ethically and use it responsibly. But if you're going to do that, just learn how to do it yourself. Learn how to use Stable Diffusion or whatever you need to do, and learn how it works, what does work and what doesn't work. Even with my limited experience with Stable Diffusion Midjourney, I can tell that these assets they are either using image to image, or they're using artist names, or they're using LoRa's trained on other people's art. I mean, Civic AI is pretty much the Napster of intellectual property right now. So if you need anything that's a copyrighted character, you just go on Civic AI, because even though they claim they care about copyright, they don't. So, I mean, it's up to you how you want to use these tools. It's totally up to you. I mean, you could use them in a responsible way, or you can use it in a way like these people are, trying to scam developers like me out of money. It's very disheartening to show how low Unity has fallen in the last few years. I mean, first they put these half-baked AI tools to follow a trend, and then they changed their distribution layout. You have to buy a certain amount of seats if you make a certain amount of money. And that was all good and dandy. Everyone loved it. But now they tried to pull this installation BS, and people just freaked out. I don't know why I went back. I was going to start to learn Godot, but I don't know. Godot's different. I'm having trouble with it, so I just wanted to go back. But I made a mistake buying this pack, even though I think the sensor toolkit alone probably makes it worth its value. So just be aware that this sort of thing is happening. And professional sites like ArtStation, where you expect them to really care about their customers and their artists, let these sort of scam programs sell all the time. They call it reference material, and it's very simple to make all these quote unquote references, with Stable Diffusion XL and Midjourney, and not do any changes to them, because they're very basic. They're just standing there, not doing anything special, and they all have that look. They claim they edit in Photoshop and make them better, but they don't. The AI face always gives it away. So don't fall for this stuff. Again, I'm not shaming anyone that uses AI. I mean, when I finish recording this, I'm going to use the text editor in Adobe Premiere, which uses AI to connect the words to the voice and chop it. So, but that's a shown of AI that's useful and productive and saves me time. I'm not screwing people over with that technology. I'm not trying to take over people's style. Just be safe. Don't take a second look before you buy anything on the internet. In fact, if you want to be 100% safe, go to a traditional bookstore or video store or whatnot, if you can find one, that is. Well, anyway, that's my rant. Have a good night. My back is killing me now. I shouldn't have sat in the seat.